I hope you're having a great day. Today I want to talk about body fat again, belly fat. The reason I keep talking about belly fat is because why some of us are comfortable with it, and that's okay. But if we're missing a clue that our body is giving us, which can cause further problems, that's when we need to be a little bit more careful. Now, when you start to lose body muscle, like I have a lot of patients and come and say, hey, Luke, my butt's getting smaller. Like literally, because your butt has your gluteus maximus muscle. It's one of the largest muscles in the body. And then you have larger muscles like your quads. That's the front of your thigh. You have your hamstrings, and then you have your back. The back has mainly muscle, but sometimes it accumulates a lot of body fat. Now, sometimes when this muscle starts to get lesser and lesser, and you start to put on more and more belly fat, or you start to put on more fat on your butt area and your thigh area. So you're having less muscle, but more body fat. What's happening in your system? What is your body trying to tell you? Again, it comes down. You can look at diet, you can look at exercise, but there are so many people out there who are exercising, but they still don't lose that belly fat. It comes down to one simple word, again, chronic stress. Now, when you understand what I'm saying today, you're going to understand the importance of making effort and putting in the discipline required to reduce or handle better the stress that you have in your life. Everyone has stress. There's good stress and bad stress. But when the stress becomes chronic, it tends to raise up your cortisol levels. Cortisol is a stress hormone. Cortisol has a catabolic effect on our muscles, which means it breaks down muscle. Now, why does it do this? And why will it select the largest muscle first? When the human body is stressed, you're in the sympathetic nervous system, fight and flight. Your body doesn't care about your body and mind doesn't care about your body goals. It doesn't care about anything. It just cares about survival. When you're in the sympathetic nervous system, which is fight and flight, your blood requires sugar in it. It's because sugar gives you quick energy for the fight and flight response. So now what happens is, because you have high cortisol for a long time, your body starts to go through this catabolic process of breaking down muscle. Because you break down muscle, protein breaks into amino acids. Amino acids break down into sugar. Now that sugar is in your blood. But you're not fighting, you're not moving, you're probably sitting and dealing with some mental or emotional stress. Now your insulin rises, your blood has sugar in it. The insulin converts that sugar in your blood into body fat. So now you have more body fat and you have less muscle. This is not what Luke is saying. This is science. This is anatomy. And that's why people who are diabetic tend to have more body fat, midriff fat, belly fat, and it's difficult for them to lose it unless their insulin levels come really, really low. It's a vicious cycle. So now when I'm in the parasympathetic nervous system, when I'm sleeping, and that's why sleep is so good for muscles, because then you have an anabolic process. In a state of complete rest, recovery, sleep, your muscles grow. And that's why we try to tell people, don't run marathons, don't train for marathons, don't do heavy gym workouts if you're sleep deprived. You're creating more inflammation, more cortisol. That cortisol is breaking down your muscle into sugar eventually, because that's what a stressed out body requires, a quick form of energy. Now, if you're not using that sugar, it's getting converted into fat by insulin that your own pancreas will produce. And this is a vicious cycle. Now, when you sit back and reflect, it makes you think beyond just a diet plan, a piece of paper telling you what to eat, and it makes you look beyond just exercise. It makes you start to focus and want to focus on your sleep, your stress levels, and everything else. Now, of course, there are diseases. You can have a Cushing's syndrome where you automatically produce more cortisol. That's separate. Or you can have Addison's when you're not even producing cortisol. That's different. We're just talking about day-to-day chronic stress, and that is affecting you. So now you're putting on weight and you're more stressed. So you start to eat less, starve yourself, punish your body with exercise, but all you're doing by punishing your body on strict diets and more exercise is creating more cortisol. That cortisol now is breaking down the muscle that you're trying to create. So now you're frustrated. You're lifting weights, you're doing exercise, but you're not building muscle. So you see yourself in this vicious cycle. And this is connected with inflammation, diabetes, high blood pressure, cardio, everything. Every lifestyle disease is connected with high cortisol levels. Inflammation. Every lifestyle disease is inflammatory in nature. So what is the solution? Again, be on a good diet, exercise. I'm not saying don't do that, but don't overdo it. Don't underdo it. You want to put in your effort. Today, everyone has normalized that, oh, everyone's stressed. So what if everyone's stressed? What are you doing about it? Don't normalize it. People are normalizing burnout. People are normalizing hustling, having like multiple work appearing to be jet set, but they're burning out. Don't normalize it. When you normalize it, you accept it. These are not things you accept. You accept the fact that you're burning out, but you move to action. You start to do little things. Everyone has stress in their life. Some have it worse than the other. One thing I've learned in my field of integrative and lifestyle medicine, working with dying patients, terminally ill patients, one thing that I've learned, because I've seen patients suffer over the last 9 years, someone else has it worse than you. Always remember that. It works for me. When I'm stressed sometimes, I am re-inspired to overcome my feelings about that stress by always remembering that, come on, suck it up, Luke. Someone has it worse than you. Suck it up, put in the work, put in the action, but move on. Don't stay stuck. Don't be a victim of your stress, your emotions, your feelings. Everyone's got it, and someone else has it worse than you. And that inspires you to move from victim mode to action, because you've understood the science right now. Let me add a little bit more, because we spoke about this before. So now, because you have high cortisol, it's a hormone. It starts to get depleted. Your body needs it for survival. So it starts to rob progesterone. Now you have low progesterone levels because your body is using it to create cortisol. Now, because you have low progesterone, there's infertility, you can't conceive, you have difficult period cycles, you have skin problems, you have acne, and then worse, you're put on the pill. You're put on an oral contraceptive. I don't have a problem with this when it's used short term, but people are on it for 6 months, 8 months, 1 year, 2 years. You are going to have hormonally driven diseases or conditions at some point. It's proven by science. It's all there. It's not because I'm saying it. It's there. But we need a shortcut. We don't want to put in the effort. We don't want to put in the lifestyle changes. So we take a drug that the world will give us, which will control your symptoms, but create problems for you in the future. So the whole point is now, because you have less progesterone, you have more estrogen. Because you have more estrogen, you have less testosterone. Less testosterone means less muscle. More progesterone means more body fat, more belly fat. And that's why a woman moving into menopause, if she's very stressed out and she moves into menopause with a lot of stress, now she has more cortisol. Think of what's going to happen. A woman, when moving into menopause, needs more lean muscle. But that lean muscle is broken down because the woman is stressed. And that's why menopause has become so difficult for women today. It's coming early, and people are going through difficult menopause compared to women 10 to 15 years ago, where menopause hit them, got over, and all of a sudden one day they realized that, oh, my period cycle's gone, I've hit menopause, I've gone through it. Stress again. So you jump to all your biologicals, your identical hormones, and all your synthetic treatments, but you never get better. You continue to suffer. The point is, yes, you need a quick fix sometimes. Take it. I'm not here to stop you. Life can be difficult. Life can be fast. People are juggling 2 to 3 jobs, but make lifestyle changes. Learn to try to reduce your stress, your perception to stress, how much you accept, how much you let go, your ability to forgive, all of these things. But we're resisting. We're constantly resisting and building more stress and suffering in every aspect of our life. So whenever you wonder why you're getting fat or you don't have muscle, please, yes, it could be you have a poor diet as well. You have less protein, all of that, but it comes down to stress. What about the people who are doing everything, eating protein, doing everything, taking supplements, but they still have the problem? You gotta consider the fact that stress is wreaking havoc with human health. And that's why the world is sicker than it's ever been before. Ever been. So now you know how it works. The effects of cortisol breaks down muscle. Muscle, amino acids, sugar. Sugar, that excess sugar in your blood is going to lead to insulin resistance, eventually diabetes, pre-diabetes, diabetes. And you're going to have other issues with your gut. You're going to have issues with burnout, adrenal gland fatigue, autoimmune conditions. It's all interrelated. So reflect on this. It's not impossible. If you've normalized it, it's going to become impossible and a difficult task. But the physiological state of a human being is to try and strive to be happy. And we can only do that amidst the struggles that we have in life. Everyone's got struggles, ups and downs. But the happiest people are the ones who focus on what they have, gratitude, abundance, even if they have a little, but they focus on that. So it takes the light away from everything that you don't have or the things that are going bad. Where you shine light in your life, you remove darkness. It's as simple as that. So if you're shining light on your problems and your struggles and everything, that's going to be lit up in your life. All the darkness, all the negatives is going to be lit up. But you move that light away from the things that are not going well. You can't control it. It's part of your life. There's a struggle. Maybe it'll get better. Take the right action. But you start putting light on the things that are going well for you. That's how you make a shift. Today, people's imaginations are causing their biggest sufferings. If you're directing that imagination towards good, great. But their little problems, they imagine the worst. Their little worries, they imagine the worst. Stories get built in your mind, illusions and those fears, and that becomes your suffering. So now that you've understood that stress is related to every disease, now you can sit back and relate it to cancer, Alzheimer's, diabetes, every condition, because it works on the principle of cortisol. The more muscle breakdown you have, the more problems you have, the more hormonal imbalance you have. Most cancers today are hormonally driven. Most conditions are hormonally driven as well. So this is what you need to reflect on. Have a great day, everyone. Until next time, eat smart, move more, sleep right, breathe deep, and remember, you care is all about you.